How to create an advanced enrichment policy. Advanced enrichment policy demo. An advanced enrichment policy with a trigger if action is the few ones that can be applied to an old event. So, what we are going to check in this demo is when we perform a trigger if on a specific slot value to update an event, doing a trigger if on severity slot so that if event changes to critical severity, then change it back down to minor. Let's go to BHOM console. Once in BHOM console, we are going to create a policy with below information. Policy name, update severity. Description, we can type severity will be updated to minor if user change it to critical. Precedence, for this example, it's not relevant, so we leave it as it is. In event selection criteria, we will take only events that comes from our test server. Time frame won't be changed, so we'll leave it as always active. Now, in policy configuration, we are going to select Advanced Enrichment. Once we get the condition options for the workflow, we are going to select Trigger If condition. This will send us our workflow with Trigger If settings, which we need to fill them up. First, label. Let's make it simple. Let's type severity. Then, in Trigger If the value changes for the slot, we will pick severity up. Then, mark the checkbox for trigger specific criteria and select in operator equals and slot value critical. Then apply. Will be recorded in our workflow. Now, we will add below a new action for enrichment, where severity will be changed to minor if it's greater than major. So in label, we will type severity change it back. In slot to enrich, we will use severity and value minor. Then apply. Save the policy configuration and type a summary for it. Now, save whole policy. Policy has been created successfully. Now, we need to enable it in order to start working with our events. Click on three dots in your right hand, then in Enable. Now, policy is enabled. But let's check our policy in action. We are going to send a test event using Postman. For this, we are going to use an event with critical severity, and we used a descriptive message to identify in our BHOM console. Also, our test code because it's our selection criteria for this policy. Then send it. As we can see in the response body, status code is 200 and status message is OK, which means it was sent successfully. Now, we should see this event in our BHOM console. And there it is. But something weird happened here, right? If we send critical severity, why it's showing up with severity minor? If we go to event details, we are going to see our event contains our message, severity minor as per our policy, and selection criteria matches with our host. Now, if we go to Log and Notes tab, we can see that there is a record that it says our policy was applied to this event. Now, what happens if we try to change severity for this event manually? Let's check it out. Click on the three dots, select Modify Event, then select Severity and put Critical on it. Then click in OK. As we can see, event slot modification was submitted, but severity remains in minor. Let's check the event details. Then login notes. Now, as we can see, first record from the bottom says we sent an update over severity slot, but policy was applied again and keep the event in minor severity. So, as we were able to see in this demo, advanced enrichment policy with a trigger if condition is able to rerun several times over the same event.